Hello everyone, this is Frogman and welcome back to Ultimate Alchemy. This is going to be episode number 2. And today, as you can see, we've cleaned up this little bitty island over here and got a whole bunch of stuff because I built a building. Yeah, well, another one of those let's build something to put something in it deal. I'm going to try to be fairly organized and decorative when it comes to building on this world because I kind of it's one of those challenges with a modded mine pack to just spread stuff around, especially in a skyblock. You just build a floor and put stuff on it. I'm not going to do that. We're going to build buildings. Eventually this will probably have a little floating island underneath of it and maybe some more floating islands around. I don't know how we're going to do it exactly yet, but I do want to try to at least challenge myself to build a nice structure for every major area. So this is going to be the somewhat new-ish workshop. Somewhat new, it's new, where we're going to do a lot of the creation of things as well as have some of our storage items going on for the current time. There will probably eventually be an area where we will have a centrally located storage system that will be controlling all of this, but for right now we're just going to be right here. So I went ahead and moved my charcoal production over here, and I went ahead and brought these two furnaces, of course, from over here to there, so we have some type of smelting capabilities. So, in last episode, we got some of this going. We got some more transfer nodes built and some stuff like that. We've got the redstone kind of sort of figured out, and we understand that there are certain processes we're going to have to construct in order to be able to get resources. So, namely, we know that iron is compressed cobblestone. We also know that some of the other metals are based off of things that we can do. So, the first thing I want to look at is I want to look at tin, because tin is going to get me something that I need. Tin is simply, if I remember correctly, smelting compressed gravel. So compressed gravel we can make with one of the mechanical crafters, and gravel we can again make with a mechanical crafter currently with just this simple little process here. This will eventually require that we automate iron pickaxes, at least for the beginning of time. So we need to get a tin ingot because I would like a wrench so that I can start wrenching on these pipes. Now, the extra utilities wrench currently, which is this one, requires some type of rose color, which we don't have access to. The only wrench that I have access to out of all of these systems, right, or all of these wrenches and all of this stuff, I mean, this requires lapis or blue floral powder. That one we of course know needs a stone gear and electrical steel, which we cannot make unless we have a induction smelter or other means. We can probably get into that eventually once we have tinkers, but that's not happening right now. The only wrench we can make is the crescent hammer. So the crescent hammer requires a couple of pieces of iron and a piece of tin. So let's go ahead and get at least a couple of tin ingots going. So tin will be gravel, if I recall correctly. So we're going to go ahead and stick a little bit of this in here and here so that I can make some gravel. And I'll put these guys out of the way, and we'll do that, and that'll give us some compressed gravel. So that should make us a little bit of tin if we do this. Okay, so we're going to set up some processes for metals right here where these little factory blocks are. And I know it's going to be bong 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 in the thing, but I do enjoy my factory blocks. I do like using them. It's just a way of making things look a little bit nicer. So got some tin ingots finally, and I should have a little bit of iron in here. So a crescent hammer is very simple. We can get us one of those, please, and thank you. And we'll put that away. And this will allow me to toggle the connections on the pipes. So these transfer pipes that we currently have, as far as our only means of moving items around right now other than the translocators, I can restrict connections, I can disconnect them. Of course, that's a big function of what we needed right here, because I'm going to have to deal with these for quite a while. So we'll go ahead and pick these up, at least until we can make item ducts or item conduits, because those are going to require a few things. So we can get into the ducts, I do believe. Where are we? That one right there. They're going to require tin ingots, which we just now made, but we're also going to need the servos, which, I mean, I guess we could actually craft some of these servos, but these are pretty slow comparative to what the transfer nodes are going to do and the transfer pipes. So we're going to use these for a little while, and then we will be moving to other things. So let's start with the production of iron ingots. So what I want to put right here is I need to go ahead and get me some more of those drawers. So I have a little bit of wood. Yes, there we go. Got a little bit of wood. We'll put that in. Whoops, that's a pretty good sized chest. This, that, and a couple of those. And I will do that again. Put those away. Give me an R on that. Thank you. Go ahead and make me a few drawers. Okay. Now, I don't want to use compressing drawers on these because I don't want to have to deal with the filtering process of being able to pull ingots back out instead of blocks, because transfer nodes, we can filter with them, but we don't have the capability of getting the filters right now because of strain. So let's start with the iron process. I want to place down, of course, the bin. We're going to place down a transfer pipe. We're going to put a transfer node on that, and we're going to place a furnace on top of here. Now, the furnace is going to be smelting, compressed cobblestone, so we need to go ahead and get some compressed cobblestone going on, so that is going to require that I make one of those, which I need a bunch more of these, so we'll go ahead and make one of those with some cobblestone. That gets me a cobblestone barrel. All right, now we can move on. This is going to have to be fed, of course, with charcoal. So we'll bring this line over here, and I'm going to continue it over as well because both of these are going to be furnaces. If I can get up here. And you should have some charcoal in you, or yeah, whatever. All right, so we're going to go ahead and use the item translocators for this process because I have some and it saves on some of the other stuff. These are not all that impossible to craft at this point. Let me see, transfer. They're not impossible to craft at this point because we just need pistons and an ender shard. Ender shards, we can make the pistons. Ender shards are just pistons, so it just takes a bunch of pistons to make those things. We can definitely get into them. I'm going to use them for just the, like I said, I have them where they're here. So we're going to set a mechanical crafter on top of that guy like so, and then I'm going to grab another one of these translocators, and we're going to click on the thing so that he pulls out of here. Now, to set this, we're just going to do a simple pattern of that, and I'm going to toss some stuff in it. And it should make a bunch, and this should start working. Very good. So that should give us a process of iron, and that will back stuff once everything fills up. So that's pretty cool. All right, so in order to keep this thing fed, we're going to go ahead and stick a item barrel, like the one we just made, with a transfer node right here, so that I can fill that continuously with cobblestone. So he'll just fill that row up here, and it will continuously make us iron. So iron, automated, more or less, done. So the next step I want to do is I want to look at the automation of, I think it's tin. Tin we want to do the next. So we're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing we just did. We're going to grab a transfer pipe, and can I get it? Transfer node, yep, put it on top, and then a furnace, down. All right. This guy's going to look similar to this, except it's going to be a step taller. So we're going to go ahead again, translocator, and mechanical crafter, another translocator, tell that what to do. And this is one of the ones we're going to have to hand feed because well, that's not the one, not that one, but the next one we're going to have to hand feed with certain things. So let me grab a few of these for right now, and we will worry about that. That's going to be another process we're going to have to automate, is the creation of iron pickaxes. So this is going to be a kind of a deal that we're just going to have to keep playing with. So now, the neat thing about these is they will transfer their inventories, or they'll pull out of an adjacent inventory if the inventory has the crafting thing that they need. So I do have a little bit of gravel on us now, so we can go ahead and set this recipe and put this in here. In this one, what I want to do is I want to use I did it again, one bowl, please go over here, a pickaxe, which it should use any pickaxe for that matter, and we'll put the pickaxe, this dead pickaxe, in here, and we need to be able to grab some cobblestone. So cobblestone, if I put that in there and this, it should craft us a piece of gravel, and this will pull out the gravel as this makes enough of it. So if I grab a stack of cobblestone and put a stack of cobblestone in there, it will craft this, and as soon as that number gets to the right number, it will pull this out and craft it into there. So see, just pulled it out, it made one. We're now smelting one block of compressed cobblestone, or compressed gravel. All right, so that means we need to do a few things here. We need to feed this with this, which is Not the greatest thing in the world. And actually, I think what we may do is, instead of doing this, these are fairly cheap, so let's just do this, because there is a problem with these. If you feed them with transfer nodes, the transfer node will continuously try to fill this inventory up, which will cause it to back stuff, because then we won't be able to have room for any of these iron pickaxes or anything like that. So let's go ahead and make one more, or two more of those. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So 2 more of these barrels, please. They're cheap. It's not like it's costing me any kind of things that are hard to get. So there's 1 more of those, and 1 more pile of chests. More chests, please. And 1 of those. All right, so I can just get rid of this transfer node. I was sitting here thinking I knew there was an easier way of doing this. Give me my pickaxe back. Thank you. Okay. Where is my axe? Okay. Now, like I said, these can pull from adjacent inventories, and I'm kind of keeping them separated just because I don't need these guys to be fighting with each other. But that, if I do this, should now pull out of that inventory, and it is crafting gravel. So good deal. So that is automated all the way down, except for one little problem, which is we now need to be able to keep pickaxes in that inventory. So I'm going to go ahead and handcraft a couple of these really quick. So we'll just make a bunch of pickaxes. Excellent, thank you. Because it will wear through these pretty quickly. So we'll toss about that many of those in there for the current time. All right, next step. Same thing for copper. Where is a decent thing? Put this out of there. Wait, there we go. All right, neat. Now, we'll go ahead and do the same thing. Transfer pipe, transfer node, furnace. Can I pick those things? Oh, cool. I did not know that. Neat. All right, mechanical crafter. Now, this one is going to be crafting sand into compressed sand. So copper, which I don't think we have looked at just yet, is smelting of compressed sand, which of course we make with a recursive process right here. So 2, 3 of these, and then we'll place this barrel right here just to trigger everybody as much as possible. In here, what I want to do is I want to grab the cobblestone, so we're going to say cobblestone, pickaxe, and a bowl will make gravel. So we'll toss a bunch of these in here again, just so that it has something to work with for a while. You put that in there, didn't you? No, you didn't. Good deal. All right, so that's going to craft us some gravel. Now, the gravel, we have to do the exact same thing again. So gravel, pickaxe, bowl, goes in here, and we should be able to toss that gravel in there. I'm going to go ahead and throw every pickaxe I have into that inventory and make a couple more of them. Oh, we have a bunch. Okay, good deal. Give me those. Thank you. Click, click, and click. And that is now going to craft sand, which is awesome. We can then take this and do this with it. And it will craft as this works. Should. Oh, right. I filled it up too full. There we go. You can have that. You're working still? No. Okay, so we should now be working, and once that thing gets enough compressed gravel, or compressed sand, we can now just click the translocator, and it will pump that into here once I place one of those down, and we should now have automated copper as well. Okay, so that's a big part of the thing. This is just the rabbit holes and the wormholes that you have to dive down to try to find out where you craft certain things. Now, I don't expect to need a lot of this stuff. Actually, I figure once we get to these points where both of these are pretty well full, we're not going to need a lot more of this. This one, however, we're going to need quite a bit of iron. So the thing is you saw those iron pickaxes that we have to keep in these containers here. The problem is going to be keeping these happy long enough that we won't have to worry, until the next row of technology is coming up, because in order to get to machines, we need to be able to make more of this process. More of that process means that we need to be looking at either thermal, so we're going to be looking at either redstone furnaces, pulverizers, or the, crusher from Actually Additions, which this is gated actually not too terribly heavily. could possibly get into this. This guy will craft quite a few things for us if I can get it to show me what I want to see. It will craft quite a few things for us, so we may end up looking at those shortly, but for right now we're just going to kind of continue on with this process. So what I would like to do is automate the crafting of redstone. Now, redstone, we know already, is, where did it go? This is crafted as a crafting recipe of crushing levers. So that means we have to make sticks and we have to make cobblestone. So we have cobblestone capabilities, we have stick capabilities, we just need to design the process. Okay, so that means I need at least one more of these and one more of those, and grab a whole bunch of that so that we can process cobblestone again and wood. Now I'm going to have tons of these barrels, and I know it. They're going to be all over the place, but they're cheap, so there's no reason not to. There's no point in wasting pipe to feed everything. Okay, so had a little bit of a problem there. We were working on getting the ingots and whatnot organized and crafted, and part of this process is going to be keeping a steady stock of iron pickaxes into the auto crafter here, this one, and this one, so that we can continuously grind things. Now, the big problem with this system here is, as we can see, these guys right here, when they're stacked on each other, they can pull out from any one of the other inventories or any one of the other auto crafters, mechanical crafters that they touch. The problem is when we start using pipes or something to feed them that we have an issue, because the pipe is going to continuously try to fill this inventory. So as much as possible, I want these to be adjacent to the machine that is making, or should the machine, the crafter that is making, say, the iron pickaxes. So what we're going to do is we're going to place another crafter here and another crafter here, and both of these guys are going to be set up to make iron pickaxes. So let's grab a little bit of iron, and I think I still have a little bit of wood. No, I don't. Look at that. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit of this just so we have some stuff. So I want to be able to program both of these guys to make iron pickaxes. I know it's kind of one of those, it's going to be a very, what do you want to call it, repetitive mess, but we need to be able to do something like this, and we need to be able to do something like this in here. And I want to do that. Okay, and then you're going to craft an iron pickaxe. Now, that's just going to sit there. It's not going to do anything else. So we actually probably want to grab several stacks of this right now so we can block these off. But I want to do... Yeah, you're going to end up just making everything in your inventory, aren't you? Come on, fill up. There you go. Cool. And then we're going to grab the sticks and do that with it, just so that there's no open spots, because it will immediately craft one of these and fill it. I want to be able to somewhat manage how this works up here, so we're going to have to program that in. Alright, so let's grab those and do this, and then you are going to make a whole bunch of pickaxes again. Go ahead, and go ahead. Alright, so this is now backstuffed and ready to go. These guys will pull these as they need them. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep this inventory open so that we don't have any backstuffing problems, because there's one thing that we will have an issue with. So I need to create the crafting of the sticks. Well, the sticks shouldn't be too terribly hard to do. We've got a little bit of room right here, so let's place this down. And I'm going to place a mechanical crafter down here. Actually, can we just do, let's do this. Where did that go? Come here, you. We'll put you right here. Yeah, that should work at least for this one. And I do want to, where did they go? There they are, mechanical crafter, mechanical crafter. Now these guys aren't going to need anything out of this one, so it won't really matter. But what we want to teach this is we want to teach this how to make this. And it's going to make a bunch of that. Whoop, I don't want to do that. I want to put this in here just to get it out of my inventory. Okay, so this is going to craft that. And then this, we're going to tell it to craft sticks. So it should start crafting sticks for us, and it will. Okay, don't need that button. Goodbye. Now, that will allow this one to pull sticks as it sees fit, but I don't want to do that. I want it to continuously be full of sticks. So we're going to go ahead and transfer node off the back of this one into both of those two, and of course I probably can't get to it from here. So we're going to change that to the other side. Give me this. Thank you. we're going to go ahead and transfer node off of this one into those two just to make sure they are forced full of sticks constantly. There we go. That should, yeah, okay, we're filling it up full of sticks. We're going to let this fill up before we do much of anything else. Because the other thing I want to do is I want to pull iron out of that basic drawer and plug it into these two guys. So again, we're going to have a kind of a nasty little stick mess, and this is our stick mess, pipe mess. This is where the wrench comes in handy because I'll be able to do that, and you shouldn't have gotten anything. Good deal. Okay, and we'll do these. I'm going to place one of those right there and go ahead and toggle it off. Place one of these right here, toggle it off. And I don't think this is going to get messy with that. No? Okay, good deal. And then all I should have to do is do this. Yeah? Okay, cool. So we can place a transfer node on here, and that will now be pulled out of there and put into these two crafters, and hopefully fill them up full of iron. So we're almost full of sticks on all of these. That's good. Come on. There you go. I just saw it. All right, iron. And then once those are all nice and full, we shouldn't have any more problems. Now that's, like I said, I'm just doing this because I don't need these guys to be full of the iron pickaxes, because if you, like I said, you can see it right now. It's filling this inventory up. It'll fill these inventories up. Full iron pickaxes in this system will stop. So we're good to go on that part right now, and I will probably have to repeat that process over and over every time I want to grind things. But I think the only other thing we have left for the pickaxe recipe is, there's two more, or two or three more. So we're doing cobble into gravel, we're doing gravel into sand, we're doing this is this part right here, and then there should be the redstone recipe, which we shouldn't be having too much of a problem to do. The redstone recipe is, again, can't click on the right button, a lever. So part of this process, we may be able to steal some of this and make it work. So the next step, I guess, we should do is see if we can't sneak redstone in here somewhere. Which may mean I need to, actually I should be able to craft, maybe we try to put it right here just as a thing. Can we do that right here maybe? Where is the pickaxes? The pickaxes are right here. So if I put a crafter right here, and we're going to have to be able to craft levers. Levers might be able to go right here. Yeah, I think we can do that. So I'm going to go ahead and break you down, put you up here, and I'm going to hit this off for right now because I don't want it filling it. It may or may not, I don't know. We're going to have to automate the crafting of that part, which I don't know. This is the fun part. We have to kind of sit here and fiddle around with things to try to get it to where it's actually going to work. So let's do one of these. I would like a drawer right here. And you are going to need to be told not to connect. Can I get up in this area? Please do not connect. No. Do that. And then do that. Thank you. And it probably put something in it. Nope, it didn't. Good deal. Okay, so the redstone connection is going to have to happen somewhere around in here. So we're going to make a crafter. And the redstone is this recipe right here. So we can put a bowl in. This recipe is going to have to be probably going to need to be levers, I think. So we need to teach it how to do levers. Where this is, that is levers. Awesome. All right, so that means we need to get cobble and we need to get sticks into that. Now, the sticks are right here. Yes, okay. So cobble. How do I want to do cobble? I would like to actually pump the cobble in. Yeah, I think we're probably just going to try to pump cobble in from somewhere. Can I break this guy and move him down? Just one step. Right there. And then that's going to end up doing something goofy that we don't want it to do. So don't do this. Thank you. All right. So I want to pump cobble into that for certain, because I want these to be produced constantly and I don't want them to have a problem. So you can definitely unhook that. And a bunch of cobblestone. Thank you. We're going to do the same thing we did with the pickaxes. Oh, crap. There we go. All right, and do we have any sticks available? Yes, we do. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and place a bunch of sticks in here, and it's going to start pumping those out. And that should keep up somewhat. Get out of my life. Cool. All right, so that means we need to bring sticks out of that point right there. So let's go ahead and do this. Tell this not to connect. Get me a transfer node, put you right there, transfer pipe down, and I'm going to do that. No, and give me this back. Okay, so that should fill that up full of sticks. Okay, and we're keeping up. Good deal. That's why I didn't put windows in yet. Okay, so that means I have one of the parts of the recipe that I don't need, or I need. So we have the levers coming in. Now we just need to be able to do this. Let me get rid of, well, I guess we can put this charcoal over here. Thing's not filling. It's still filling up to charcoal. Did I not shut that off? No. Way to go, me. There we go. And I guess I probably should shut that off, even though I don't think it's going to matter. Give me that charcoal back. Thank you. And we'll put you away. There you go. Okay, so now we have two of the things that we need to get done automated. So all I need to do now is get the pickaxes crafting on this interface here. So I want to go ahead and figure out how to get the sticks over here, which I think sticks are right there. Yes. So we're going to go ahead and just down and dirty this. We're going to put that right there. That's going to fill that up full of iron again. And then I want to grab some sticks. And we will teach this how to do this. Get in there, please. And I need to teach this how to do this. And I don't need that thing. Thank you very much. Go away. And as soon as it makes the next one, we'll have the inventory full so that this will then fill up full of iron pickaxes or iron, whatever. This will do its job, and then I should just be able to bring the stick down. Actually, it should be filling itself up now because it's connected to it. Right there. Come on, sticks. Yep, okay. So that should be that automated. Should. Let's get up here, drop down, look around. And you are slowly cranking through the pickaxes. You're slowly working through the levers. The levers should have all of the stuff that they need. And this should be able to keep up with itself. This will just eventually fill up full of levers. So that's 4 of the major resources automated. So I think that's going to be a pretty good spot to continue on with in the next episode. We're going to have to start looking at other more difficult or to make resources like gold. Gold is going to be a casting process where we have to alloy some of the things together in order to be able to make the stuff. So there's some more resources we're going to have to start processing. So I guess that will do it for right now, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you. Bye.